your main host, Matty WHD. Most of you know me around First. I don't do drama as much. My show is going to be for talk, interviews and stuff, how people started, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to bring up my special guest to the stage, RavenSprite, coming up. Grab me a piece.
Oh, oh, an earpiece. Ooh, fancy. Did I put it on right? Okay,
Leave it on.
okay. I did right. Okay. Hello.
Introduce to introduce yourself, Nat. How you what you doing, First?
Well, I am RavenSprite. Everybody knows me as of serving justice. At the moment, I am working on, of course, the Lion's Den. Um, what do I do? I do many things, I guess you would have to say. But my biggest thing is I've always tried to help people, as much as I could. Um, we've interviewed so many people that have gone through abuse. We've interviewed people that have had disabilities. We've interviewed the positive side of life as well. We've done it all. We've had ladies night, men night, we've had open mic night. We wanted to hear people vent, all sorts of things. We just want to hear from the people and the general public. That's basically what we're really about, is helping and listening and helping, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's been interesting, as you know, here in the metaverse. I've been
Hmm.
working on the Lion's Den, as you know, and that's been a bit of a challenge because I kind of have to, in a sense, oh, how would I say it? Like, it's not that I'm being the bully, it's just that I'm calling those out that have bullied so many people, including myself, that I actually want to hear from them and see if we can squash some of these situations and problems, and maybe start to spread this kind of thing where we can actually have adult conversations with each other instead of, you know, spreading, you know, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse in here, but spreading things,
Yeah,
like lies and bull crap and
that's
all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think it's time that we all kind of try to, work with each other more than get into people's business. Do you know what I mean? So I'm asking people to come to, the Lion's Den, and, come on in and talk, whether you hate me or you like me or whatever the situation is. Can we find some sort of a resolve in a situation and maybe squash some of the crap that's been happening in the metaverse, and, either
Definitely.
collab or not collab, or, leave each other alone? You know what I'm talking about? Like, let's fix all the drama that's going around, and why not start with, supposedly me, because supposedly I have, indulged in some of that crazy stuff, and, I'm regretful for a lot of it, but there's a lot that, others have indulged themselves. So I would like, you know, like I said, a resolve, something. And even if that resolve means that, well, I still don't like you, but I'm going to leave you alone, that would be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's kind of where I want to kind of go with that, so basically, that's
I know what
just,
you mean.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Sometimes I don't know what I mean, because I'm constantly busy running around meetings and taking care of things. I don't even have time to. I mean, you've seen it. I don't actually have a lot of time to enjoy the metaverse games, or really hang out with my friends, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's very rare that you see that in my channels, that I'm actually hanging out with my people and just having a good old time, because it's always something. And I'm learning more of those boundaries in here of, when it's a good time to stick out my neck and help and fix, and when it's time for me to take a break and not take it so personal and kind of enjoy myself. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the headset or off of the headset. And I actually encourage a lot of people that if it gets too much on here and around here and everything, definitely turn off the headset, because if the drama's there when you're on, trust me, the drama will be there when you turn it back on. So just take a break, go do something. You know what I mean? Play your
Mhm.
Xbox, go for a walk, play with your dog, go for a swim. You know what I mean? Numerous things that you could do. And then when you feel good enough again, log back on. And if it starts up again, log off again. You know what I mean? And it's been crazy. So, but I love your setup here. This is this is amazing. Good job.
Thank you.
You know, I mean,
Mhm.
I admire the colors. I admire,
Robot
you
boy,
know,
can you please come
the
sit down?
the whole,
And
atmosphere
can you
in
come sit down?
here. It's
Thank you.
definitely, it's definitely your style, and I I like that. I like going into people's places and seeing their, their work, their style, their personality. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen so many different worlds, and I admire when I see good personality.
Mhm.
Theirs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you have any further
So
questions?
I know what you've been through growing up and all that kind of stuff. But what
Yes.
made you that for the people who don't know, what made you do Seven Justice
Mm. What made you do serving justice? I've said it before, but I can say it again, definitely. You see,
for the new viewers who don't
I
know?
I've gone through horrific, horrific trauma as a child. Um, I've seen things that children shouldn't see. I lived in poverty. I lived in warfare. I lived in hell as a child, which that trauma has continued to, as a young adult when I came to America when I was 8 years old. Didn't know how to speak English, didn't know how to write, read, none of that stuff. It took me until I was about 13 to fully write in English. And then I ended up being subjected to, unfortunately, more abuse as a young adult to adulthood, unfortunately. So there was always that thing where it just, I always felt like on the top of my forehead, it says, abuse me. And a lot of situations I've been through from a child to an adult, like I got hurt a lot and abused. And I was in a very, very, very abusive relationship for a very long time. And it took a long time for me to get away from that and everything to where I am today, where I've had to, get therapy and all sorts of things and really overcome, my traumas. You know what I mean? And so for a long time there, I let my trauma be my identity, and I wasn't happy, and I had to find something. I had to find some sort of an outlet in my life. So I got into more of my artwork, more into my poetry. I started to start building websites and logos, to content creating, to editing, all sorts of things. I even did modeling and whatnot to kind of help to grow this pain that I had inside me. And once when I started to overcome a lot of those traumas, I realized that my trauma wasn't my identity anymore. So I overcame my trauma, and I realized that I wanted to help other people that had been through similar situations that I had been through in my life, that I didn't want to see a woman nor men suffer the way that I suffered, that they have a voice, that they have a way to overcome, their past, that their past isn't what hurts them. You know what I mean? That their trauma isn't part of them, and I wanted them to know that they weren't alone, little did I know by starting serving justice that I would become where I am today, where I am extremely talked about, to the point, you're going to get haters and whatnot, and that's part of the job, to being monetized on Twitch, to having
Ooh,
1.83K subscribers on
same
YouTube.
here.
So my average views on my videos is up to 2,000 actually,
Oh,
because I can
nice.
actually look at my so like when you look at my videos you see like 34 views, right? But when you're the creator yourself, and you look right into it, you can actually see the average views that people click, like, look at, and everything. And I get up to 2,000, and it's pretty amazing to see kind of where I was. So I remember, like, Serving Justice was like this tiny little baby. Oops, did I take off my headset? Sorry. So Serving Justice was this tiny little baby to this huge thing, and through that whole aspect of, where I was and where I am now, I will admit to this. There was a lot of times that I could have prevented a lot of he said, she said, you know what I mean? A lot
Yeah,
of knowing if when people should be a part of, me, or serving justice, and learning my boundaries, because I was still learning my boundaries, even with my trauma. Just because I've overcome my trauma doesn't mean that my trauma isn't, there's bad days, do you know what I mean? And unfortunately for me, I'm a very forgiving person, and I can also be a very revengeful person as well. And I think that's part of the trauma that we have within ourselves. And that's just like the defense mechanism. So, unfortunately, through my serving justice for a very long time there, I was trying to figure out where did I wanted to take my show? How did I wanted to do that? Where is my identity through this? And I've had to go through, unfortunately, a lot of crap, to a lot of, misinformations, a lot of trauma, a lot of things that I went through to finally really figure out where I wanted to be with my identity of serving justice. And I've decided that I was no longer going to be that person that I'm going to go and just head on expose everybody, head on go and just start the stuff. I've decided that serving justice right now at this moment is taking, she's not gone, she is just taking a break, because I've decided, from all the chaos that has happened, all of the things that has happened, right, of serving
yeah,
justice and whatnot, that it was time to put serving justice to rest for a moment, bring out the lion's den, and ask people whether it was good or bad between me and them and whatnot, and the whole situation that has happened through everything, right? From lies to maybe truths I don't know anymore, you know what I mean? That I've asked them that to come directly talk to me. Let's be adults about it. Talk to me. What is it that you have a problem with me, that I have a problem with you with, right? Can we find a resolve? Can we not? And if we can't, then let's, at least not continue the charade anymore. Let's not continue this chaos anymore. Why I have created the lion's den. And I know that a lot of people are skeptical. They're like, oh, it's going to be one of those bashing things. It's not at all, honestly. It is literally, I want to hear from everybody and everything at this point. I want to hear, why are you upset with me, or why do you like what I do? What is going on? Why is it that you heard this about me? Why is it that I've heard this about you? And kind of come to an adult common ground, and hopefully by doing so, we can start spreading this kind of thing for other people, so that other people don't start, talking and spreading rumors and lies and all these things. Because honestly, I'm tired of the hate worlds. I'm tired of the gossips. I'm tired of people attacking people. I'm really, really tired. It's taken me I want to say the last couple of days of really sitting back and really looking at everything again, you know where have I been wrong, where have they been wrong, to really look at everything and just say, okay, what can I do, what can I do now, not to save myself, not to say serving justice, but what can I do to make some changes, that is healthy for me and hopefully for them. Whether they take it or they don't, it is literally up to them. But it's the fact of saying, hey, if we've had beef with each other, right? I want to know from your end of the story why you were so upset. I'm going to tell you why I was so upset, and then what can we do kind of in the middle? What is our decision making from here on in? You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at now. Is that mindset now, because I'm just I log in every day and he said, she said, they're doing this backstabbing and this crazy stuff, and I'm over it. And when it's all said and done, I'm sorry to say, but when it's all said and done, serving justice will be coming back, but serving justice will be no longer on the platform of New Horizons. I will be leaving New Horizons with serving justice. I will be making sure that serving justice will be nice and live, perfectly fine with my studio setup and all my programs, doing what I love to do, which is my content and the awareness of hashtag save the children, awareness of how we need to protect ourselves from the internet, awareness of how to help our children to protect themselves from the internet, and kind of go into that aspect as what I've always wanted to go to. So after I do my peacemaking and listening to everybody and hopefully spread that along, because I notice people like to follow what other people do. I don't know if you've noticed that, right? So somebody makes a hate world, another person makes a hate world, right? Somebody
Yep.
makes an exposing account, another person makes an exposing account. So if
Just basically
I
copycats.
Yeah, so if I do something like this, right? Where come and confront, let's talk about it. It's not like it's not a matching game. We're not boxing it out. We're not gonna, we might raise our voices a little bit, who knows, but it's not a bashing game. It's not none of that. It's not exposing. It's literally two grown adults talking it out and finding some sort of resolve. And hopefully when it's all said and done, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know how long it's going to take. I have to grab, unfortunately, the attention of some of the people who have done some very horrific thing towards me, to grab their attention the way that I need to, so that they do come to the lion's den and we can actually talk it out. I have actually, believe it or not, I have started to reach out to a lot of people who have said some pretty horrific things about me, or I have accused them of something, and we have already squashed some of those things with not even being in the lion's den. And it's actually amazing when you actually just sit down and just talk like how you and I are talking right now, like adults, right? You know what I mean? So that's basically where my mindset is now, and I wish I knew this identity of myself sooner than later. You know what I mean? But I have noticed one thing is that when you're running a show, and this is just a tidbit for you, is that you're going to find yourself trying to figure out what your identity is over and over again with your show if you keep up with it. And eventually you're going to start to kind of see where you want to go with it. And my biggest suggestion for you is don't let anybody dictate how you should run your show. Don't let anybody dictate what you should do with your show. And don't let anybody tell you how to run your show. You run it the way that you need to run it for yourself, right? But also, I always believe to be mindful of other people as well. Whoever you work with, whoever works with you, always make sure that they are comfortable as well. That's how I do it, at least. But that's just me. But however you run it is of your own. And I have allowed too many people in my life to literally dictate, run, speak, and do what they do of my show, that I have actually been put into the bad lamplight too many times, and I am here to fix that, not for my show but for myself. At this point, it is time that I make apologies when I need to and fix what I can and do what I need to do so that it can spread. And I found my identity. I found it late with my show, unfortunately. But that's okay because when I am done with the Lion's Den, I will be done with Meta Horizon World. I may pop in once in a blue moon to hang out with you guys and play video games and, go to some events and, check out your show here and there and try to be myself presentable when I can. But I am not going to, I'm not going to be, my show is not going to be on here anymore. And, it's been time for me to go to my ultimate goal. It's been time. And honestly, it hurts to even say it. It really does. It does hurt to say that I am, when I'm done with what I need to do, that serving justice will be no more in here. And at that point, whatever people do or say about me, it's up to them at the end of it. I'm just going, not leaving on a good note. I am here to fix some things, work on some things, talk to everybody, spread what we can that this is what you need to do, and hope that it leads to a good note for others, and really just kind of go from there. And it was a hard decision. I actually made this decision day before yesterday. I was up all night in my bed and I was just like, okay, why am I crying? Why am I upset? Why am I in pain? Why am I in such suffrage of myself and everything that is happening in this metaverse? And what can I do now? What can I do? And it came to me, and this is where I am. This is literally where I am, and I will. It hurts to leave, but I'm going to leave. It is the best decision that I can make for myself. Honestly, it really is. It's been time. It's been time. So. And I hate to break it this way on your show and your first time as your guest like this, but this is what I do. I am serving justice. I am here to help people and I am here to resolve some things and I want people to hopefully follow that. I hope that some of the things that I have helped people with stays and I hope that you know this platform can make some changes. That's what I really hope for because if I serving justice Raven Sprite who doesn't back down from a fight and who's very hot-headed when needs to be is saying, "All right, this is enough." That says something. That really does. You know? It really does. And it's kind of what it is. I mean, I just hope for, everybody that has, their shows and everything that they continue doing what they're doing, whether they're my foe or they're my friends, you know what I mean? That they're okay, that they're safe, that they're healthy, that they're happy, that's my ultimate goal too, you know? So
Mhm.
yes, my name is RavenSprite. I am the co-founder of Serving Justice and Bronina is actually part of the father of Serving Justice and who no longer works with me anymore is also the second father of Serving Justice and I actually want to give thanks to both of them for being a good father to Serving Justice. I really appreciate you guys through all of that craziness because I never thought in a million years I would have the friendships that I did through it all, even if I was wrong, even if it was crazy, that you guys still made sure that serving justice was okay. And I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys. Everybody, honestly. So I definitely. So like I said, I'm Ravensprite and I am serving justice.
Uh,
Oh geez. Mhm. Ooh, that'll be a good time. Oh, Jesus. I can oops, sorry. You know, the whole time of me being here in the metaverse, I can never use those tablets. You can ask somebody that's next to me
Mhm.
how many times I have almost thrown a hissy fit. I could never. How long did it
But
take me
she's
to
coming a
use
long way.
how long did it take me to use the module thing? How long?
It took about a couple of tries for it to get
What about what about
working
my
properly.
building? Go
No,
on.
that's
It's
another
okay.
that's another story.
I know. I know, right? Hey, I have gotten better, just that my one eye is like a little blind. So when it comes to like the snapping, you know what I mean? I know
Hmm.
I'm off, and that's why you come in and you're
Holy
just
shit, you
like,
can open the closet through here?
you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, hmm?
No kidding. Oh, sorry. Ignore me. I'm just playing with your camera. You can open the closet through here now. Did you know that? Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, no,
Continue.
you're
I'm,
good.
I'm just
There
playing.
you
I
go.
haven't been on for like forever, so.
So, is there any other questions you have for me, Devil?
Did you think that you was gonna make it this far
Dang, that's
from
cool.
that when you first started until now?
Honestly, no. I had no clue in my mind that I would have gotten as far as I have gone. I've gotten to the point now that I actually, when I go to the stores, when I go shopping or wherever I go, people actually are like, "You're serving justice. You're RavenSprite," and I'm like, "What?" And they actually pull up our channel immediately on their YouTube. And I'm just like, "Oh my God, thank you," you know, and it's amazing.
Ah, so
I
I've
never
missed it the whole
realized that I
time?
would have gotten this far. Honestly, I thought that I
Damn.
would have maybe 3, maybe 4
I
shows
didn't know
and
that. It's definitely
nobody would
risky.
have paid attention and it just would have been a flop. Had no clue. No fucking clue at all that I will get as far as I've gotten, honestly. No clue.
That would be
I've
helpful.
been on here 4 or 5 years, and I've seen top creators start from the first build and work their way up. I've seen a couple people get monetized.
That's so awesome. That is so awesome. I think it's more of like dedication and I think I just kind of I just like really threw myself in it because my whole thing is, you know, like when I want to help somebody, I will literally do everything possible to help somebody. You know what I mean? Like I'm that kind of a person, and you've seen it. I've literally had to do some crazy things to help people. You know what I mean? I've had to literally go to outside resources for several people who have we've interviewed that were going through abuse to actually get the help that they needed. So that means I've actually had to make calls into their area and call the people in my area and see what they could do and you know just give them the connections and whatever I could to get them out of that bad situation and I've succeeded with a lot of them and you know it's amazing to kind of you know to kind of do that like I just really threw myself in it and I think for anybody that's passionate about something when you throw yourself in it you know you don't really realize how big you're getting because you're so busy in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you pay attention, like Bronina, I'm pretty sure the first time he started, he was you know, he was helping a couple people with promos to where you are right now. Like you're one of the biggest names that people bring up the most, which one of the kindest people. that I know as well. So when people are like, "Oh, I'm starting a show," or "I'm starting this thing, who do I talk to for like a promo?" I'm like, "Bro Nina," and they're like, "Oh, I've heard of that name. I've heard he's really awesome. He's really good. I need to go talk to him." I'm like, "Yes, you do. He is the person you want to go to. Trust me." You know what I mean? And it's like, but Bro Nina's passionate about what he does. He loves what he does, and therefore he's gotten himself this far. And that's kind of how it is
That's
when you're
funny.
passionate about something and you're doing it not for yourself but for others. It just turns into this. It turns into this thing that I can't even explain. You know what I mean? It just happens all of a sudden in a blink of an eye. You're like, holy moly! I didn't know so many people know me. Like.
Just so you know, you can swear.
I know. I'm just trying to be respectful. You
I
know
know.
me. You know me. Don't even get me started. How dare you? I'm being nice. I'm being nice. Ugh. So I do want to say thank you for inviting me for the first time of being, as your guest on your show. Like I said, this is amazing. And I really hope that you, my friend, get really big with this and, you know, go head on with it, however it is. And I hope you find your identity quicker than I did with it.
Don't forget, you're also my co-host.
Oh, shit, I forgot. Yes, I will always be I forgot. I apologize. I am. Hi, everybody. I'm RavenSprite. I am the guest, but I also have just been reminded I am the co-host too, and shame on me. I am actually the co-host of the Devil's Talk Show. I will be here more to help Devil to make sure that he succeeds in his endeavors. I
Not
apologize.
going
You
anywhere.
can
Just
nope, no,
stop.
nope. He's not gonna let me go anywhere. Whether I leave of the Oculus, I'll still be coming on to make sure that I will be the best co-host for Devil and make sure that he is always okay. Like he's always made sure I'm okay. And I will literally, like, if anybody comes at you twisted eyed or crazy, you want me to say something, just tell me. Just give me a taser and I'll be fine. You know. Um. Do I still have an earpiece on me?
Yep.
Okay. I apologize. I'll put that right there.
You can just let it go anyway. Go back to its spot anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I don't know.
Got a couple more minutes, then it's time.
Time for what? Are we playing a party? Are we doing a game or?
It's actually in the next couple minutes to end the show. Anything
Oh,
else you want to talk about?
um, uh, be nice to people. Try not to spread so much hate, and remember, if you don't want people to talk about your personal information, then don't go talk about theirs. So basically, mind your own, do your best, and let's make this platform for everybody. Let's work together. If we could all work together, imagine the things that we could achieve in this
Hmm.
in this platform.
Just
Yeah.
remember, it's just a game. It's not real life. Just come on
Mhm.
in, have fun. No drama, nothing. Just come on in to have fun.
Mhm. So just about- I just put that right there. So, thank you so much for. Oh, I saw you. You have my little throwy thing.
Hmm. In there for a
Old
while.
times, old times, Bronina. Remember how many times I used to throw that thing everywhere? And you guys would be like, Raven, are you
Mhm.
listening? It's your show. I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. Crazy
So I'm about to
times.
wrap up the show. I want to give a
Yes.
huge thanks to my co-host, RavenSprite. And I also want to say a huge thank you to my team, which is Miss Queen, Air Mama, Bonina, and August, whoever he is.
He's
Ay.
up in that tech booth.
Yay, August, where he belongs. You
Oh
still
my
need to get
God.
him a closet or something. I'm telling
I'll
you.
get my bin closet in there.
I think his closet should be as big as Harry Potter's.
Well,
You mean how
yes, that was my
small it
whole
is?
idea. Thank you so much for having me on. I can't wait
welcome.
to be your co-host.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be amazing. I think I need to change my yeah.
This can go.
Are we done? Huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you
so
for
when
watching the Devil's Talk Show. Catch us next time. Fridays, 12 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Mhm.